Sitting here with Brian Cillessen. Good
How
to
you
see
doing,
you,
sir?
buddy. Man, getting a little bit into the hunt, and a little bit of life, man. I know you've been busy. A lot of things
Always.
wide open.
But
Hunting
aren't we
season
blessed?
is over. Dude.
We are so blessed to be sitting
Very.
here right now. We live
Yep.
this much time in this world, so we
Yep.
might as well enjoy every bit of it as we can.
You're right. I mean, hey, I was telling somebody the other day, man, it's like no matter how you look at it, we can all agree we got one lap. You can't go back. You can't borrow. You can't steal any more time. What we got, and so we got to make the most of it. And so I think me and you are both blessed to get to do that, man.
And I wish I'd have listened to my grandparents and my parents who tried to tell me. Now I'm pushing that on my sons and telling them, you've got to enjoy what you're doing. You've got to find joy in everything. And if you're mad and you're stressed, just be grateful for something, and it'll start to dissipate. And they're doing far better than I ever did as a kid.
Absolutely. Just find that positive energy even in a dark moment, you know. You're right.
That's
you got to do that. Because they wake up, your youngest will wake up and be like me and you. They're going to start seeing a little gray in their beard. And you start getting a little bit older.
What do you mean,
and you're like,
me and you?
Me and you. Yeah, exactly. Look at here.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know men like me and you, we don't spend a lot of time in the mirror, but yeah, I do every once in a while, like, where did all this come from, right?
Yeah, I never know how old I'm getting until I see a buddy of mine from back in the day of the Marine Corps.
You're like, dude, what the hell happened to you?
Whoa. He's like, no, you.
Well, man, tell us, how was your season this year, buddy?
You know, it was a unique season. Now, I know you know New Mexico pretty well.
Yes.
And everywhere I go, somebody's talking about, oh, he hunted here on the Navajo.
No way.
Or he hunted here over on the Turner
Gila,
Ranch or in the Gila.
Yeah.
And so, but we do a lot of public land hunting. And this year I drew a big fat donut hole.
Are you serious? That's two of us. I didn't draw nothing.
I didn't draw anything. And I put in 14, 15 states, maybe more.
Yeah.
I just know that the credit card had a lot of balances left on it. And so instead of getting stressed out about it, I just saved some time and went and supported some really close people in my life on their hunts. And I had one of the most amazing elk experiences in September you could ever hope for. I made it to Arizona in a public land.
I know we can't talk units. We can't talk units. But Arizona public, we'll leave it there.
Arizona public.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of tags, but lots and lots of elk. And it was a magical experience with my brother and I. He'd had a couple rough seasons on elk. And I got to be right there on his back as we stalked in. Nothing better than a bull elk sitting there raking a tree, and you're stalking in with your bow and get within the red zone.
It's the best.
It is the absolute best. Bull never knew what hit him. And my brother was a little bit validated, and I got to share that experience with him. It was almost like I did it myself.
It is like that. And, you know, I don't think there's a culture better than the Western culture that does that because, you know, growing up in Georgia, we had such a liberal game limit. You know, you can come to Georgia non-resident, buy a license. I can guarantee a license. But, you know, you can live out west or be a Western hunter. And like I said, I, too, put in for all those Western tags. And every year I'm sitting there around May to June just like, please, Lord, you know, and you never know because it's public land, but it's obviously good stuff. But then you could draw nothing. And if that's all you got, you better know somebody who drew.
You better.
And you'll go to camp out in Arizona, and there'll be 10 people and like, man, where are y'all hunting? Like, oh, no, we're here with him. You know?
Well, I decided that everything that I do in the field, I want it to mean something greater than myself. And sometimes my ego got in the way in the past. I need to get out there. I need to get a big bull. I need to get another deer. I needed this one more hunt to make the season come together. And last year, my brother and I had kind of a come to Jesus. Like, we got to get back to what we love about the hunt.
Yeah.
So I helped him. And when he got done early, we packed up our bags and went to central New Mexico. My cousin had an archery tag. He'd been hunting for 9 days straight and hadn't gotten anything yet and had only a couple of days left of the hunt. And we were able to help him and get him re-energized. And he killed his biggest bull while we were there helping him out.
Dude, so it's not just, you're right. I think that has, for me, I can 100% agree with that. I think as you get a little older and we've been blessed to, you know, we put our tags on some nice animals, you kind of get to a place to where it's not you ain't tired of it.
Right.
But it is experienced with just your brothers, your friends, the campfires, just that whole 9 yards of it, you know.
A friend of mine, Jordan Christian, called me up 2 weeks later, said, and he has a business in the tag business called We Are the Draw, The Draw. He used to be Cabela's tags and stuff like that. Very experienced guy.
Yeah.
Said, hey, my wife's got a tag in the same unit that you and your brother know, but he's a guide. He's a hunting extraordinaire. Like, I admire this guy, but he didn't know this area. I called Jeff. I was like, hey, I helped you. Do you think we can help Jordan out? And he was like, absolutely. We brought our own campers down, set up base camp for him and his wife. His wife had a muzzleloader tag. And in New Mexico, you know, muzzleloaders, like they're still rutting hard. And I have never experienced something more special than when she got her bull.
That is awesome.
Because we had the sparring, the bugling, the close encounters, and these two bulls are going at it from 120 yards all the way into 40 yards right in our face. I tell you, I have, you know, the cameraman's supposed to be a little bit quiet.
Right.
I'm filming, and I got my ruck on my back to help hike the bull out because, you know, I'm a mixed batch of talents here. And these two bulls are going to town.
Yeah.
And we don't know. She's a little nervous. They're moving around. She's trying to figure out what to do. Basically, we said, shoot whichever one presents
You get
the
a good shot at it. Yeah.
So I'm here like super wide. I'm holding the camera like this, like, okay, don't mess this
Are
one
you
up.
coaching her the whole time? Or are you
I'm
trying?
letting Jordan do it.
Right.
I'm just keeping my mouth shut. And my brother's doing some coaching. You can hear him.
Yeah.
He's filming from another angle. These two bulls fight. She shoots one of the bulls, got on film. It takes off running. There's a 100-yard circle. Doesn't know he was shot. He thinks the other bull gouged him.
So he's coming back to
He's
fight
going
him.
at that bull, and in his last breath, dove at that other bull,
Are
trying
you
to take him
serious?
down. I have never seen anything like it in my
So
life.
she made a great
Oh,
shot.
beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Died right there in front of us, clean, ethical.
That is freaking
I couldn't.
insane.
I was like mumbling the whole time, babbling. Like, did you see that? His
Yeah.
last breath, he tried to take the other elk down. I'm just walking and talking. I don't even realize I'm doing it. I'm just like blah blah blah. But I think what it really helped me do is understand why we do what we do.
Right.
What it is that gets us back into nature, gets us grounded, touching the earth, being a participant. You know, I think Alan Morris Jones, have you heard of him?
I have heard
He's
the name.
a writer out
Yeah.
of Montana,
Yep.
says that hunters are participants in nature. I'm summarizing here a little bit.
That's true.
We're
though.
not just observers. Hikers observe, mountain bikers observe, dirt bikers observe, snow skiers observe and
But
play.
we are
But
participating.
we're participating, predator versus prey. And I think it gives us a special connection to the environment. And that's why we love it so much.
Yep. I like
and
that.
How it is that we can't get people to believe that we're vested as much in our wildlife and our ecosystems as anybody else on the planet is beyond me. But I'm trying my
Yes.
best.
Well, you do a good job at it. And it is amazing because you're right. There's a lot of people that might not understand what we do as hunters, but it is so deep. And that is a good quote, you know, or a good something written about what it is, because we are participating. We're
are.
aligned. You know, there's times that we can be the preyed upon too, you know, if you
Oh,
go
that's a fact.
in a different country in different situations.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you think about it, it doesn't matter if you're hunting elk on public land or chasing a dove back in
Right.
Georgia with a shotgun, it's the
Fantastic.
same. And one thing I was going to ask you about, because obviously you grew up cutting your teeth on public land hunting,
Yeah.
and obviously we're close in age, and you look at the industry and TV shows and stuff. Hadn't you noticed, it seems like mine and your generation was way quicker. Yes, we hunted public, but it was more hush-hush private. Like a private ranch, you would say, yeah, I hunted so-and-so.
Right.
But the public is now where, not to say you beat your chest hunting public, but when you found a gem in a unit, whether you're from Georgia and your first time hunting west,
Right.
like, wait a minute.
Well,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I
does
know.
it seem like
You're-
it's changed a little bit, maybe?
And I think there's some value to being a little bit hush, especially in our business, because we can then turn a whole state onto a unit and make the draw odds completely astronomical and out of touch for everybody if we blow it up too much. And a friend of mine who probably, I mean, one of the few accolades we ever got was a golden moose for Best Big Game Series back a
right.
few years ago. And it was largely because of him. And I mean, if you even mention the forest, he was upset.
Right.
Not because he didn't want to share it with people he cared about, but because he didn't want us to ruin the unit.
That makes completely sense. I think that was it, and I think it got to where it's like we were hunting public, but we weren't worried about boasting about it. We was almost a little bit like, hey man, you know, we would in secret be like, yeah man, Arizona unit, you know, but
Right. I almost
but
did
it was
right
almost like
here.
a secret. Oh, I do it all
Edit
the
it
time.
out, please, because I started to say it
You
out
started
loud.
saying yeah, exactly.
Wait.
And look, there is nothing tougher than hunting public land. But when you get in those right units, and even there's some unbelievable areas to hunt whitetail, mule deer, it's public. but it's almost like you don't want to advertise it. I'll catch myself way quicker to talk about a private land hunt.
Right, of
I
course.
catch myself almost like it's taboo. It's just odd. And I catch that with a lot of people our age, especially that still in the heyday, but I remember
Sure.
always looking at Arizona,
Well,
New Mexico,
and if you fo-
Wyoming. There's some unbelievable
If you
units.
follow what the public's looking at and what
Yeah.
they're saying, I mean, they believe that some of the influencers
Yeah.
are a little bit out of control, and that
Correct.
and I think it's a little bit of a misnomer because yeah, you're influencing and you may have a strong following, but just because you go to a certain county or you go to a certain unit doesn't automatically mean that it's going to make it tougher
Yeah.
for you because they're having their experience the same
That's
as you do.
correct.
And if they're from out of state, we want your dollars. We want you to love New Mexico, right? We want
Absolutely.
you to pay more for your tag. We want you to put into that conservation budget from out of state. We should treat you like treasured guests
Right.
when you come. And or when I go to another state and when I was with my brother in Arizona, we ran into a lot of hunters.
Yeah.
And you know what we did? Every time, I don't care if we were in the middle of the stock, we bumped into a guy, we shook his hand, we looked him in the eye and
That's
said,
right.
hey, I hope you do well. Which direction are you going?
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the left. I said, you know what? We're going to go to the right.
We'll
Maybe
go to-
we'll
that's right.
compliment each other as we creep in on this herd. And it made some long-lasting relationships by being just open and friendly. Whereas
Right.
I think a few years ago, I might balk a little bit, hide in the bushes,
Yeah,
wait for the
yeah.
right, run away.
I'm-
But now it's like, you know what? We're all here together. We're
I
all
can
doing the
relate to
same
that.
thing.
Yeah.
And we can be our own worst enemy.
I agree.
So you might as well make some friends when you're in the woods.
I
There's no
agree,
better
buddy.
place to do it.
Well, you got a heck of a reputation for doing it, man. If you hadn't seen Beyond Rubicon, y'all check it out. But my buddy Brian,
I
hey,
really appreciate
keep
it.
whacking them, man. One day I want to chase an elk with you. That'd be awesome, dude.
Hey,
I'd
you
love
come to
that.
New Mexico a lot. So
I love
we
it,
can
man.
make this happen.
I would love that, dude.
It'd be
I would.
fantastic.